and today we are going to be doing a front end on my rot wagon, radio flyer wagon, go-kart build. And so this is what I was kind of thinking to do. Basically a drop axle right there, and then steering shaft comes on. And so it's kind of like this. We'll have steering rods right here. We have our steering shaft, and then we'll have our drop axle, right here. Then we got wheels and tires for it, and then we'll cut this in half and make our spindle forks, you can say. And we got metal for pins, and we got this metal to make the spindles. So let's first cut this in half, and then we will bend this into a spindle form. Yeah, let's do that. So we got our line mark there. Now let's cut it in half. Now let's bend them. We have got our two spindle mounts. Yeah, got our two spindle mounts, and now let's cut them even, because I did not get them that even. So let's get to that. Okay, so what I did there is I cut metal for this, the spindles, and I had metal and I cut the sides clean. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to drill holes, like 5/8 holes, so a bolt can go through there. Okay, so none of the drill bits are really cutting. The 5/8 drill bit looks dull, so what I'm gonna have to do, I don't know, I'm probably gonna have to use like a Dremel or something, so I will see you when I get that done. Okay, so it's been a day. It's because my dad, we had to find a new 5/8 drill bit because the other one was just a piece of garbage. But as you can tell, if you can tell, I've stepped up my setup. I got a microphone now, and I got the GoPro Media Mod. So now I have a setup with my GoPro, so now my videos will have better quality. What I've done so far is I've drilled the holes with a new 5/8 drill bit. The other drill was just piece of junk. But I've got this all cut out. Now, what we need to do is we need to take the go-kart and set it down somewhere, and then we need to figure out how we're going to set up this bar. Okay, so I got the go-kart turned around. And this is what I was kind of thinking for a axle. I'm gonna drop it a bit, and then I'll notch it off or lop it off right there, and basically make it look a little better than boxes. So this is what I was thinking, and then I would get my things here, and then I cut it off and weld it right there, and then I could have steering go at the front, and then this might be a little farther, and I just need to decide where it needs to go. So let me weld this up, figure out what we're doing next. Alright, so we're all done here. This is the worst of the four, but you can see that it's welding good. Use all that colorization, so I got my heat perfect. But these welds look good, so now let's make some marks and cut it. Alright, so I got the drop axle all cleaned up. I did not get to that one because I couldn't get the cutter in there, but I will be able to when we chop this off. But I just need to figure out how long we need to cut this. So the way I'm going to be able to do that is if we build our spindles. And so to build our spindle, what we need to do is cut the head of the bolt off. We need to cut the sides off, and then we're going to weld it to our spindle spacing things. Yeah. So let's get to that. So I didn't film the second one because the second one kept giving me issues. It was annoying. But now we have both spindles done, and I'm going to let these cool, and then I'm going to come back later tonight, and then I'm going to finish up the front steering. What I want to do is I want to notch the frame a little bit and just sink this axle up a little farther up in there. So I will see you when this all cools down. Alright, so we're back in the shop today, and what we've got going on is I've got the drop axle and I got the spindles. So what I was thinking is I'd chop it off right there, and then I'd notch the frame so I could put the axle in farther, and then I'll weld it I'd weld it like this so I can get the most amount of loweredness, you could say. So let's get to chopping the axle, and then I will cut the frame. so now that we got our frame notched, we got our front axle in, and I will measure and all that to make sure that this is set in place exactly square so we don't have issues with steering. So now I will now let's weld this in. So what I realized is with this setup, I'm going to have 3 inches of ground clearance. That is a lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stack another piece of metal on top here, and then I'm going to also cut off smooth, and then I will weld those on, and then I'll weld this on, and then I will have basically front suspension, well, front end. Yeah, so let's get to that. Alright, so now we have it a little bit extended. Now our you can put it up like right there instead of like down here. And so now this will allow us to have more clearance. So now I'm going to weld this on. So let's get into that. So my camera, I guess I didn't hit start on it. So I have gotten the spindles mounted and welded in. I've got this front end mostly welded in. I've got basically everything almost welded or tacked. So everything is in place. So now let me show you welding and all that, because it didn't film. So let's get into it. Alright, so it's been a little bit. I've just gotten a few things done. I've made some pins that I'll put some cotter pins through. I've put on these arms right here on the spindles, and it hurts bad, but I drilled a hole in the tub of it. I didn't think it would hurt me so bad, but I almost started crying. But it's done now, so let's I'm gonna cut a piece to go right here, and then I'll mount right here, and then I'm going to put an arm on, and then we're going to use these tie rods, and what we'll have to do is we'll have to cut them, and then we'll re-weld them to length. So, and then we'll get these brackets, and then we'll have front steering. So let's do this. so I've gotten a bit of progress done. I gotten the steering straight. I've cut this out for this mount, and so this big the big washer was the big washer was perfect, but inside it was too big, so I had to get a smaller washer. So I basically made an adapter with 2 washers, and this is going to be the washer that's gonna hold on my steering wheel. So what I'm going to be doing, so I'm gonna be doing is I'm going to put this like this, and I'm going to basically take some I'm basically gonna take some of this 1/2-inch steel, and I'm gonna use that bolt hole in the bottom. That's why I turned the tub around. And I'm basically gonna attach that to this, and then I'm going to use this plating to weld to this, to weld to that, to hold up the steering. That makes sense. So let me just do it, and then I'll show you, okay? Okay, now that we got this made, all that we need to do is slide it on. And just saying, it's very, very hot. Just like you. What? So all you need to do is just slide hot. Just need to slide it on and then put the bolts in, okay? Come back in a second. Alright, so now this is on. This is where I want it. I'm gonna cut the excess shaft, and then I'm gonna weld this on and bolt the steering wheel up. So, and then the front end of this thing will be done. Woohoo! So let me get cutting. It is done. Guys, I got the steering wheel on and show you. Guys, it is finally done. In this video, we put front suspension on this rat rot go-kart. We got a steering wheel on. Guys, next, we got the rear end to do. And it's so close to being done. We got a lot of progress done in this video. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Please share this video with anyone that might be interested in this type of content. So thank you so much for the love and support. See ya. With this new mic, it can just go. Alright, so we are back in the shop today.